Hello. It's actually funny because Ravi asked about pizza orders. I think for the most part, oh, one second, I gotta disconnect my headphones. Can you hear me now? This is my first time doing this, so I don't really know what I should be doing. I figured maybe it might help some people. To answer the question about the pizza order, for the most part, you want to kind of understand that a lot of the input. Welcome to the NPR podcast, where your host Jason and we're talking about subject data and big factors on biology. This is very strange. Testing, testing. How about now? Let me just test some stuff. What the heck? Okay, there we go. Sorry guys, this is my first time doing this, so I really don't know what's going on. I mean, let's play around with that, right? So let's make an example. So let's yeah, I mean, let's define an order. Identic. So it's gonna be a pizza. Really, it's like a size. Yeah. So the question was, can you stream out more using JavaScript, and can you circumvent the 10-second timeout? Yeah, there's really two things. One, I think if you stream, it's 30 seconds, and then if you pay, it ends up being a minute. So you can get a lot more work done if you do a lot of streaming. Honestly, I feel like with something like this, I might just end up asking for toppings like this. This is actually kind of funny. I think what you end up doing for something like a pizza order, or just like an order to a restaurant, is you just might have a bunch of these different kinds of lists of different types, right? Like you can have drinks. But I think the real challenge here, though, with something like a pizza order is, end of the day, unless this is going to a machine, a lot of this can be read by a human. Like a human still needs to make this pizza. Like, I'm gonna go back to reviewing some code. I I guess it's a shame that I can't like invite people on to participate. I just have to like read the comments. Super strange. Um, but I guess I'll actually talk about what I'm doing right now. I'm just like cleaning up a lot of the streaming tests, and once we do that, actually, let me double check if everything works. I'm gonna just clean up some of the examples of streaming text. So yeah, I'm gonna run this example. It's still pretty strong. Um, Yo, do you want to come on? Yo, Shank, do you want to come online? We can actually hang out. Let me send. I sent you a message on Discord, so if you can see the message on Discord, you should be able to actually join the call. Let me figure out how I can do that. Copy. All right, I just sent you a link. See where you are. Yo, what's up?
Hey, what's up, man?
For the slow people in the audience, what am I doing? I'm literally just refactoring some of the instructor code. Are you good at any of this live streaming entertainment stuff? This is my first time doing this.
No, I just tried live streaming like CSGO and OBS when I was in the 7th grade. It's been a while.
OBS is what I use for my weights and biases course. So it's actually pretty cool. It's just so much work.
I have a lot of good like plugins around it because it's been around for a while now.
Wait, so this is the first time I've actually met you.
Yeah.
How's life? Can I introduce yourself?
Yeah, it's all right. I guess, hey, what's up, guys? I'm a Shank. Just living life. Work as a Swede during the day and just code around after.
I thought you were in
night.
school.
No, I graduated May of last year. Yeah.
Okay. Dude, I think the streaming code is like so beautiful now.
Yeah, I was looking through at work what you had done, and I was like, "Oh, this is like sick." Yeah, that function calls file is definitely getting like kind of bloated and ugly.
Oh yeah. I think I called out this one thing that I felt like I should not talk to you about, but like this is something I've noticed a lot. Really, is a lot of people will just add like a ton of flags to their functions rather than just having like a class, for example, with like a class method.
Yeah. I literally just looked at like how multitask was implemented, and I'm like, okay, this is already here and it works. So let me just like go off this.
Yeah.
And then that makes sense that if we're gonna add more stuff, it's just gonna become like a mess of flags and flags and flags.
Yeah, like some of the stuff I want to clean up here actually is like this if statement could probably be switched out with like a switch statement or some kind of a dictionary of functions. Like this is one thing I really want to do. Let me find it. It's like all this shit. Where is it? Oh, I think it's in partial. Yeah. Like one thing that could be done pretty easily is to say, type to chunk.
Oh yeah, and just map it.
Lambda. But the issue is once we do parallel function calling, it's not going to work. That's something that kind of like makes me annoyed because I really want to support that in the future.
So what's like what's like motivation between the parallel function calling? I was like reading through what you wrote yesterday, but I didn't really get it because like go ahead.
Okay, this is the dumb example. Can I make a scratch pad? I can't make a scratch pad. I'll just do it here. So right now you can only define one response model.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And
I basically force you to use some kind of like polymorphism in order to get more results, like to get different results.
Yeah.
But like, what if I wanted to have like boy, then girl? Right? Like, this could not exist as it stands today.
Oh yeah, because if you put in a union, it's just gonna evaluate to like whatever's first.
Exactly. And this is like a dumb example,
Yeah,
right? So like there's some
yeah,
like the idea is that like we don't actually look at the name of the function call and it's available
hmm
to use. But also like, like I think there is a case for having just like a lot more schema. So like imagine you are trying to extract like right imagine you want to extract like symptoms and patients out of a document, right?
uh-huh,
Like right now, what do I do? Like you have to do maybe like a document type, right? And then it has like patients. There's a list of like patient,
yeah,
then maybe like doctors, and then it's like, symptoms. Like this feels bad, but
yeah,
if you just said like I want a list of union of like patient, this makes more sense, and this could be done easily with multiple function calls.
yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because yeah, right now you like always have to do this like composition, and then that also does that mess with the like reliability? I know a big thing you always say is like try to go like as flat as possible. So like, does even like
Yeah.
a nest like this make it less reliable?
Yeah, but also like the language model is fine tuned to do parallel function calling. So because we're
Yeah, yeah.
forcing it to do this nested thing, it now needs to keep track of like two indents.
hmm
And I just don't think it's needed. And I kind of hated this idea of like using multiple function calls, but I think I'm coming around to it because uh yeah, there's just a bunch of like really complex things that I now want to parse out that I can't because this stuff is kind of embarrassing. Like or you could do like stuff equals stuff is a list of union. But again, it's like, why does this need to be there? Like, why do I have to have
Yeah.
a container? Because the iterable and the partial example was like so clear that this felt way better.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
That makes sense.
But that's kind of my take. But I think this stuff is done now. This partial streaming works. This is so sick, by the way. I like fully read your code properly today. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, I got pretty lucky in finding like a good amount. There's a huge discussion thread on Pydantic's repo where like people wanted something like this built in. So it's like each thread was or each reply was just people like iteratively building on the solution. And then like I grabbed it at the state it was in and just like kept adding to it until it started working how we
Nice.
needed it.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, this is sick.
I I work with Pydantic, so I've been trying to convince Sam, the CEO, to do this. I think he'll do it like when he has like a random amount of free time.
hmm
Are we using Pydantic discriminators? What is a Pydantic discriminator? Unions. Yeah. I don't know. I have not done. Oh, interesting. I'm gonna present. This is, I don't know if you've seen this. Like ultimately, I
Yeah.
don't think this part is something that we have to do in Pydantic. Like ideally, you
Uh-huh.
just pass in union list because it's not necessarily about Pydantic. It's just about having a type system.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I'm gonna try to the literal trick. Just building to yeah, dude. I wrote the instructor library on the bullet train in Kyoto in like 3 hours.
For real. That's how it started off.
I took most of like last year and the year before off, so I hadn't coded
Mhm.
seriously in like forever.
Oh damn.
And when function calling came out, because like I use GPT-3 in like 2021,
Uh-huh.
and all I'd used it for was to get JSON out, and I was like, this sucks. It's like even then I was getting this like, of course, like here's the JSON. And then like all these other libraries try to do that by just writing the prompts for you. And then when function calling came out, I was like, oh, let me just rebuild the thing I wish I had.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because I feel like they made function calling in the mind of like, oh yeah, like it's actually gonna like invoke code, and then everyone was like, oh wait, I can finally get JSON. Sick.
Yeah, exactly. But all right, let me switch back. I just merged that PR. I'm gonna test. Did you see the other type stuff that what's his name put out?
Oh yeah, I was looking
Luke?
at that. And I'm like, dude, I have no idea what the hell is going on here. I gotta
Yeah.
like sit down and like start pasting stuff into GPT, and I don't know, like after a certain point the typing stuff becomes like so esoteric to me, and I'm like, oh, there's like so much, I don't know what's going on.
Well, that's what like when the TypeScript library came out, it was like Dimitri and Ethan just like spending like 4 days in that thread, like yeah, I think it's like chat complete params partial and or any. Okay, let
Yeah,
me
no,
see.
I've looked at some like library code for TypeScript, and it just like reminds me of some of like the compilers classes I took, and I'm like, oh, this is like just so many levels removed from like what's actually going on.
Oh, what was the code that you were confused about? Because I just learned about this,
Uh-huh.
and
So
it's so sick.
uh-huh.
This-
So like so this callable, okay, so callable is gonna be like a function, and then
yeah,
param spec is gonna hold like the args or the keyword arguments, right?
yeah, and that's a
And then
return value.
okay, got it.
Right,
So
let
then
me
do
find
we
an
just
example that does a better job. Because yes, okay, cool. So what he's done is he has basically patched everything and then overloaded all the different patches.
okay.
This is all the new stuff that like confuses the hell out of me. But it's pretty sick because what this actually means is I think we have the return object of the create method now is typed correctly and everything autocompletes correctly. But it's like so much code.
Yeah, also I have no idea what that protocol thing is.
Protocol is like a new type of abstract like class.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I mean I don't have I'm not good enough to make an example, but it's like it basically tells the type checker that one looks like the other without like using inheritance per se.
Okay.
I don't know how to like describe it better. Like I'm not a computer scientist. There was a
Yeah.
YouTube video about this that was like, should you use abstract based classes or should you use protocols? And I read that and I was like, I don't understand. I'm gonna just inherit. But basically what he does is he's like wraps, I think he wraps everything. Okay, so yeah, let me actually understand this code because it's so confusing. I don't even believe this works. I think he's working on something separately. Yeah, like this is the cool part where you can like type the args and quarks from the original callable.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. But
so that'll like carry over whatever like the args actually are from like OpenAI, like chat completion, so they don't just get like nuked away.
yeah, like if you check this out now, you see that like it's
yeah.
it's wrapped, and then if you go to the bottom, you see that it has like response model, validation context, max retries.
That's sick.
Yeah, I don't really understand it. I don't even know if I can merge this in yet, but rough. So what are you up to now? Are you just like home for the day and just chilling?
Yeah, I got off work and just hit the gym, and now I'm chilling. I've been trying to learn React for the past couple weeks. So that's what I've been doing. Because I realized, like, wow, I suck at web dev. So I feel like I can't push out like any project, even if I have an idea. Because I just get stuck being like, what's a use effect?
Oh my god, let me show you something that I just recently learned about.
Yeah.
Let me
grab this.
Reflect. This is Python to like React, apparently.
Oh, holy shit.
So this website is written in Python.
Damn.
Right? So like, let's look at this for a second. So like, this is the website, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can like add something.
Oh.
You can submit. User has been added. Now there's another user, right? But it's like, oh wait.
Like, what does the code actually look like for this?
So yeah, there's a model. Like, you see the GitHub code?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's like a model that just looks like a model, right? I think I'm on the wrong one, but there's like, I think this is like the state. Yeah, this is the entire app state.
Oh, okay.
And you have all these like methods to mutate the state, and you can do things like redirect. So it reads very much like React code. Like generate email, get users, and then see this. This is Tailwind.
Oh, this is like markup. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
So like, I don't know.
This is super cool.
But it does mean you don't have to learn React.
It's true. It could be all alternative.
It's pretty nice though. Like, I don't. I'm pretty happy with how lightweight some of the stuff is. Because like, what's your goal? You just want to like make a front end for your backend tool?
Yeah, basically. I feel like I have no idea where to start if I want to like put something on the web. And I figured like, okay, React is just like the best, like easiest tool to use for it, just with like how much documentation there is.
Next.js for style, everything.
Exactly, right. Like the few stuff I've done like with friends, they're always just like, oh, we're just gonna use Next.js and React. And then I'm just like reading through some of that old code that they wrote the most of. I'm like, oh, actually, yeah, this is like not that hard to like get stuff up and running once you like know where to start.
There's so much stuff though. I feel like I learned it last year for March and April. I built like 2 applications, and then I forgot everything.
Yeah.
There's like so much going on, and like I learned it when I went from Next 12 to 13, and everyone was pissed off, and now there's 14 and everyone's still pissed off. So
yeah, I'm kind of in the same spot because like my friends were like so headstrong that like, okay, we're just gonna like stick with like page routers for like anything we do. Yeah. So now it's like, okay, I kind of like understand that, and now whenever I look at the app router stuff, I'm like, oh, this is like weird now. What the heck's going on? It's like, what is this like server rendered crap? It's like use client. Yeah.
That basically messed me up because all the examples were in page router. I learned app router, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Because app router to me makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Like the structure of it reads like how you want to think of like a hierarchical system. But,
yeah, that makes sense.
No, I don't know how do I go back to VS Code?
For me, I'd honestly be happy. Like, I don't even know if I need Next.js at a certain point. I feel like for a lot of stuff I want to do, like if I can just do like a Vite, like create React app and then just like point it to like whatever backend I want, be chilling.
I already broke my code. How the fuck? Oh my god. What did I do?
Have you played with the like grammar stuff in Llama CPP at all?
No, I'm very short on grammar.
For real?
Oh yeah. Like I just think it's because I mostly help like companies solve these problems.
Mm-hmm.
And usually the issue is not that like something is missing. Usually like the issue is that like it's not correct.
Yeah.
Right. Like the joke I always make is like, if I ask you for a Python program and all you do is limit me to the space of Python programs, print hello world is valid Python for anything you ask me for. Doesn't mean it's good. Right. And so a lot of what I do is I actually use the distillation features in Instructor. Have you seen those?
Yeah, I've taken a look at those. I haven't used
Yeah.
them
So
yet,
the idea is
though.
that like, okay, you have like 50 documents you want to extract out. Run the
Mhm.
distillation over 50 documents with just a shit ton of validators that cost you like $2. And then you
Yeah.
find a model and then it just works forever. It works
Okay,
forever and it's
got
like
it.
way faster because the constraint sampling is quite slow.
Mhm.
I think it's a cool like research problem, but I'm here to
It's
try
kind
to
of like overkill. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Well, it's good to like create correct data, but like if you think like if you think like Mistral 7 billion will do better than GPT-4 with constraint sampling, you're probably going to be wrong. Because what you need is actually the world knowledge. It's like what's in the values that are actually important.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, I'm going to delete this pizza example. Yeah, dude, the type stuff is pretty gnarly. But if it works, I don't have to write the new SDK. Test patch, no. And then, wait, you're working on any projects now? Is it just mostly learning React?
Mostly learning React. One thing I wanted to do though is I started trying to like cook more, and I just like fucking hate cooking websites like everyone else. So I've just been like playing around with like just dumping the markup of the page into like GPT and just be like, okay, just like extract out the actual ingredients and the steps for me. I'm like, just give me plain text. Like that's all I need. I don't need a backstory. I don't need any pictures.
Wait, why don't you just ask GPT-4 by itself?
So like I could ask it for recipes, and I've done that a couple of times. Like, oh hey, I have like blah 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 in my fridge. Just like whip up something for me. And I feel like sometimes it's been uninspiring or just like, oh, this sounds gross. So I don't know. I guess like the one good like the benefit of looking up recipes is like, okay, I can like look at a picture for like a couple seconds and see like, okay, does that look appetizing? And then if it does, okay, then I just need the ingredients and what do you call it? Steps. So I don't know. It's like a small optimization for life, but it's not too bad to like whip it up. The hardest part is just finding like the correct part of the HTML I need, so I don't just like throw in like a massive input into GPT because it's usually too big.
I feel like why wouldn't you use browsing?
Browsing?
Yeah.
I should try that actually. I don't know. I've tried browsing like when it first released, and it just felt like so ass that I never used it again. I
It's
think
really slow.
yeah. I hate when ChatGPT starts using like code interpreter or browsing when like you don't need it to. It happens way more with code interpreter, and I should probably just use that classic GPT they have.
All right, I'm gonna do the thing. I just copy pasted his entire code base into mine. Like this is basically what I wanted to avoid doing, but then he did it. So now I'm very happy.
Yeah. Just got it for free.
Okay, so he has a chat completion. Now we have a new class that inherits from this thing that replaces the chat completion, and then this is the function. This is the create. Yeah, so he's basically replaced like every single attribute in that chain. So now, you see that?
Oh, that's sick.
That's the coolest shit ever. Okay.
Can you try wiping like the message in the model and see if it still sticks around?
What do you mean? Like this?
No. Like get rid of the messages and model arguments and see if it's still type checks. Oh, nice.
Right. See, messages does not autocomplete now. You see that?
Yeah.
Like model, but I think like, validation. Yeah, validation. Yeah, I see. But why is that? It's because these are args and quargs, and we want them to be something else. I fucking hate this shit. Okay, well, model needs to be there. Messages needs to be there. And then what else needs to be there? Model equals model. That's all I want. Damn. I don't understand how we can propagate these the autocomplete. It's super annoying. But this is sick. So is your goal to build like a React app that does your recipes?
It's like a pretty like contrived way to learn React, yeah.
No, it's not. It's the only way to learn something. Like if you decide to learn, like build something, you effectively learn it. Whereas like, if you just want to learn React, you end up building nothing.
Yeah, that's true. You can just read the docs all day and like end up knowing none of it.
Okay. Pepe asks, do I have a master's or a PhD? No. What you learn is if you want to get a PhD to make more money, compound interest and 4 years usually has a larger impact on your net worth. So that's how I came to that conclusion. I would have gotten a PhD if I wanted to go back to Facebook, but there it's like they really want you to have the PhD not because you're like a smarter person, but because you have relationships with these institutions. And you're then valued for your relationship to the institution rather than like the additional knowledge. And it's just easier to become like Twitter famous than it is to like get a PhD, and then you get the same rewards. So yeah, I think a PhD is like pretty overrated. Oh, yeah, so funny. Wait, so where did you go to school? I think I was like UIUC or something like that.
Yeah. That's where I went.
I remember.
Yeah. Out in the cornfields for 4 years. It was a good time.
Yeah, I mean Waterloo is basically the same thing.
Really?
It's just like one of those places where people are really smart because there's just nothing to do. People just like drink and do math.
Yeah, we have a split. We just have like a bunch of like cracked compy kids who have like again nothing to do and then end up leaving to just go like work on FPGAs, like quant companies, and then just like a bunch of alcoholics, and then like a good like overlap of the two.
Yeah, Waterloo and UIUC is the closest we'll get to like Soviet Russia. Just it's cold. You drink alcohol, you do math. Yeah. And then where are you now?
I'm in Dallas.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Yeah. I fucking hate it here, bro. I hate driving so much, and I have to literally drive to do anything. It just like crushes my soul.
Why don't you come to New York? Not that
I need a job there. That's also what I'm trying to do.
What's your background now? Like, what do you do?
I'm a software engineer at JP Morgan. Big
You can't get the
bureaucratic
job in New
bank.
York. It's JP Morgan.
I know, right? That's what I'm saying. But when I talk to upper management, they're like, "Well, if we move you to New York, we have to pay you more, and then you gotta give us a reason to do that." So, like, fair enough, I
Just say
guess.
you have family there.
Yeah, I know. See, if I actually had like a spouse or kids, then like that's the pull would work. But since
Mhm.
I'm a new grad, they're like, you can be wherever we want you to be.
Interesting. But you're doing like regular software, or you're like working on like the applied AI stuff?
No, it's just regular software.
Dude, it's so easy, man. Just come to New York, be a bum for like 3 months, get a job, and then the job market is great. What are you talking about?
Yeah, for sure. Dude, I've been like so close to doing that, but like in SF, because like there's like some days I'll come back to work and like working at JP Morgan is like basically closest to working at the government without working at the government. It's like
Mhm.
anything you want to do, it's just like red tape, red tape, red tape. So I'll come back from work so many days just like frustrated, be like, wow, sick. I can't even like write code if I want to.
Yeah, you have to like ask for permission to like make a GitHub repo.
Yeah, literally. Like stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Luckily,
It's nuts.
I've never been there, but I've basically I know people who've joined companies I've worked for, and they're like, "Oh my god, you guys move so fast." It's like, "What are you talking about? I just gave you access to GitHub." But yeah, I guess are you looking to go do more like applied AI stuff, or
That's kind of the conundrum I'm also in right now, where I feel like I don't know if I should be kind of like picking a specific interest and then kind of just like specializing super hard in it for like the next like 6 to 8 years and then like just reap like the later kind of like rewards from that, or if I still have time to keep just like dabbling and then like figure it out later.
well, if I'm like any example, all I've done is dabble, but I've dabbled with like the same like line of like it's like I started in like big data in like 2013, 2014. Then it became
Uh-huh.
like machine learning, then it became deep learning, and then it became like neural networks, and then it
Hmm.
became like transformers. In my mind, I was dabbling the whole time.
But you're just
And
kind of going in like the same direction as things were moving in a way.
yeah, because like I had done like when I was doing computer vision, this was like in 2017. This is when I was like building vector databases and like building embedding models. And at the time, I was like, "Oh, that was cool," right? And then when I did like recommendation systems, I was like, "Oh, like I'm doing search, retrieval, relevancy, da da da." Da. All right, like LLMs look stupid. Let me go back to ranking, like doing my real job. And now this pops up, and it's like, great, embeddings and recommendations are both basically the only skills you need to like work for any company that wants to build a RAG application.
Yeah.
But like none of that was intentional. None of that was like, I'm gonna go focus and specialize. And it's just come back out of like being able to like see those opportunities from having dabbled. Whereas like if you specialize, what happens? You spend 6 years doing like NLP research. OpenAI publishes a paper, and like you just feel like the dumbest person on the entire planet. Right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I don't know. I feel like specialization is kind of goofy when you're so young, right? Like the jobs like this didn't even exist like 3 years ago. So like what was the point? Like why do you believe that you want to specialize? You know?
Yeah, it's a pretty good argument. Yeah.
You only
Kind of like the
notice.
other thing that's like really been itching me is during my like last semester, my friends and I were like making our own like basically like chat with PDF like app back when like
Yep.
everyone was doing it for the first time.
Classic.
And
Classic.
so we're just trying to like basically sell it to like kids on campus to be like, oh hey, like we're just gonna like do your quizzes for you basically. Like
Mhm.
just throw in the your reading, put in the quiz questions and you'll get back answers. And like it wasn't really like the chat with PDF part that got me going, but the whole like, oh, just like building a product, talking to people who are using it, figuring out like what the hell they actually want. That was like such a fun cycle to be in. And I'm like, oh, I just want to work somewhere that's like actually like fast like that and is in that like iteration cycle where it's okay, we're still kind of figuring out our product, but we also have like users we can talk to. So
Mhm.
I think just trying to find a place that's in that environment would be like what I want to do immediately.
Well, yeah, then you just gotta. Well, if that's the case, then JP Morgan is like the nuclear
Yeah,
opposite
exactly. It's like
end
the
of.
antithesis. Oh, hey, what's up?
So that's
Yeah.
like, yeah, a part of it just like you just gotta do it scared and just fucking bounce.
Dude, honestly, I think I just gotta take the leap.
'Cause a bit late to the response, but yeah, Pepe, I don't have a PhD or a master's. I decided to make money instead. Um, the TLDR was that I think for the most part, like large companies want your PhD mostly because um, of your credentials to and your relationship to institutions rather than doing it that way. Yeah, but a lot of it was just like I was grinding. Like I in like 2012, 2013, 2014, I was like reading papers like every day from like 8 p.m. to like 1 a.m. and then just like going to class and like doing stuff. Uh, and you just gotta like do it enough time that someone just notices, like, oh shit, like you seem smart, do you want to work for me? But yeah, it's definitely a tough situation. Like I remember going to Facebook for like the core data science team, and they were just like, you have to have a PhD because we care about your relationships with these institutions. Like it's not about you being smart or not. It's just we just want you to be affiliated with a professor, and so that professor can also be part of Facebook. So yeah, let me just go move you back to the. Yeah, it's tough. All right, I'm gonna go try to figure out this code one more time. Check out. Okay. So my goal right now is to basically create an example of multiple function calls and just see how far we can get. So just p calls, import OpenAI, client equals. What is the weather? And also, what is the time? Models equals GPT-4 turbo. And then I think I can do tool calls. I gotta go look at the documentation for this. Oh no, I don't. I can just look at the my patch code. Cool. So it's just tools type function tools. Wait, what's it called? Type function. And then function. This already makes no sense because the function should tell you that the type is function. So from instructor, import OpenAI schema. Other open schema. And then what was the other thing? The other thing was get time. Let's see, not location. Well, time is a bad one. Who won the Super Bowl? Google search. And Turbo. Message. Oh, full choice. It's auto. Full choice type function. This is the part that's like really annoying because I don't really understand how to do this properly. Yeah, it just starts trying to talk to you. Oh. Yeah, what's up? I added you back.
Thanks.
Okay, it already sucks because I force it to like use the tools, which means I have to like use a system message, right? So now it's like you must always use tools.
So you can't tell it to use like both of the tools even. It just has to be like one tool or auto.
Yeah, basically, because like see how I have tool choice. When it's one model, I can force it.
Yeah.
Right. That's why I like did what I did.
Yeah. To only support the one tool. Okay.
So now it's like I can't. In Toronto. Like I and who on the Super Bowl. Message, I think it's gonna be called tool calls. Yeah, and like here it only does like one. Like, this already sucks. I already hate this.
It's ass.
Right. Model dump JSON. Two. List. Oh. Yeah. Okay, but what if I did the old thing? So what if I do Piri is a base model and query could be a list of union Then client equals. If it does 2, I'm gonna. Oh, whoops. Thank you, Gustavo. I'm just trying to be useful. Maybe one day I'll raise $10 million and then make this code base 10x in hopes of capturing value. For now, I'm trying to be useful. From Pydantic. Typing. Yeah, I mean the whole goal of the library was just to like teach people how to think. Like, oh my god, dude. Oh my god, look at this. Do you see this? It means one response model is better.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, like there should be typed information too. Yo.
That's actually sad.
What the fuck? That's so bad. Right? Like I can just but isn't Toronto who won the Super Bowl? That's so bad. Why do I okay. What's the point? Why would I want to use the other thing? Right? Like let's make another tool. What's another tool?
Have you tried their out of the box like multiple tool call example and see how many times like it actually works?
Oh, what link is that? Parallel.
I think they have it somewhere on the docs. I think you had it in that write-up you had yesterday. Let me try to find them and shoot it over.
Now, see, their example was multiple calls of the same function.
Uh-huh.
Right. So if it was like, what is the weather in Toronto? So it's like what and Dallas. Right. And then so I need to do like no, it's bad. Right? Because I asked what is the weather in Toronto and Dallas? Right?
It just duplicated it.
No, it didn't. It only did one. Because okay, let me
oh, okay, that's the output from the second, yeah.
Question with Toronto and Dallas. Right? And then this is Super Bowl. And this is yo, this sucks. What the fuck? Right, and then
I guess no one's using this.
okay, and check this out. I'm gonna do 3 now. Right? Yo, come on. Weather Google search.
Oh.
I'm gonna go text OpenAI.
Let me look at their.
Let's send this to them. I expected there to have been 2 function calls. Yeah, I'm a cripple, by the way, so for the weather. One for weather and one for Google search. I cannot believe that.
It's that bad.
Using Union performs better. Fuck. I'm glad I just did this. Okay.
I wonder if like the assistance tool calling is any better.
Well, assistance is like has a bunch of its own issues.
Yeah, not for this case, just like in general.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of
For this case.
making a gist right now. Parallel tools suck.py. This is quite disappointing. Yeah, I'm gonna make a video and send this to like the OpenAI guys, because this is my answer now. This is why we're not gonna do this. I'm gonna get a different screen. I take it back. Using Union with Instructor outperforms parallel function calls. Okay, sick. Mark has answer.
So like, is this? Wait, I'm like so confused. Is this a model or a case of like the model just being like bad, or is this like they actually made tool choice to only just like invoke one function multiple times with different parameters, and like it just can't invoke a different one?
Oh, maybe. Okay, I saw the message. Turbo preview. Let's do that.
Oh shit!
Turbo preview. I hope this is the answer. But I also just showed that our union thing works better, and if we just use the union, we have partial rendering for free.
Yeah.
Right. So okay. Let's see. There better be 2. There's 2.
Oh shit.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Okay. Is it better? Is it faster?
Dude, how do I hide this YouTube message in the StreamYard? It's just like covering half my screen. Oh, nice.
Oh my god. Okay, that saved me because I was like gonna just start tweeting.
Yeah, I just bought a new kit.
Let's see. Oh, I have the dumbest typo ever. Start. Oh, what? How did I mess up? Oh. Whoops. Okay. Oh, and then I should make the patch use tools instead of functions. Wait, why is it so much worse? 4 seconds. Basically not the same. Okay, it's basically the same performance.
Nice.
Okay. Honestly, is there a real benefit from doing this?
In the end, it's kind of. Is it really just becomes like a matter of like having the code be like a bit
Less nested.
well, I guess yeah, but then there's like that case where if the classes well, even if the classes have the same kind of like fields, can you still use the name? You can use the name regardless of like whether you're going to use like the parallel function calling or not, right? Or no?
Yeah. I mean, the names are useful, right?
Yeah. Because like that's like the biggest thing. Just like, are you gonna actually like validate it against the or into the right model in the union? And it doesn't get like coerced into like the other one.
I mean, I think it could be like it could be nice only because people could like you could probably write like pattern matching code against that in a way that's like more interesting than what we have.
Okay.
But like, you're right. I'm like I'm gonna just see how fun it is to write code like this because it should be pretty easy. Yeah. Okay. So GPT-4 Turbo Preview knows to use function calling. Like it'll create 2 functions just fine. And
Nice.
right. All right. If name main. See that. And are you good with type inspection?
No, that's where my mind starts like falling apart.
I just want to see if I do weather. How do I get the types of like how do I get weather and Google search back out of that? Get ord.
Let's try to look it up. Let's see.
Use model. And so you're only like a year, like less than a year out of college, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it'll be a year in like May. So you got like half a year till that.
Noise. What are the imports for this? Get args and get origin. Get origin of T.
I think if you do get args just on the union, if like it wasn't wrapped in a list, that should get you what's out of that, right?
Oh, I see. So I should do like, I should do origin type of get origin. And then assert that is a list, right?
Yeah, that would work.
So it's not a list. Is it a list?
I think it has to be is list, right?
Oh, this works. This works.
Oh, it does.
Yeah. I think I want it to be iterable. Then it like leads into the type. Origin type is not list. Is origin type. I love Python programming. What? Is class collections ABC literal? Is instance? No, that doesn't work. How do I check? How did you do it?
I'm pretty sure I was checking the origin.
Is iterable. Okay, that's what you meant.
Yeah. Wait, so are you based in like New York now? Because I know you were trying to get a 01 for
I'm
like
in Toronto.
while.
I'm just waiting for my 01. So I submitted the paperwork this week, like literally this morning, and then because I paid lots of money, I should get an answer in 15 days.
Sick.
Yeah, and then if I get approved, I do an interview, and then I show them how many Twitter followers I got, and then I'm an extraordinary alien, and they can come into the country and hang out again.
Nice.
Yeah, and by extraordinary, I mean trying to figure out how is iterable works.
So you can be like self-employed and like work in the US with the 01.
I technically have an agent.
Oh, okay.
So like I'm basically I'm on a visa that is as if I'm like an actor who has like 2 shows in the US for the next like 6 months.
Got it.
So it just happens that like my contracts are up to 3 years long. Right. But that's basically it, right? So I'll have clients, my agent gets the contract, so I work under the agent, but I can get paid directly. If it works, it's going to be pretty sick because I want to spend like half the summer in Europe just like reading philosophy books. And then I'll move back.
You're having your like big philosophy arc now, right?
Oh yeah, it's crazy. I don't read, and so now I'm reading. It's incredible. Like, well, my take was I don't know if you've heard this take, but I basically was like, when you're a kid and you read philosophy, it's like a waste of life. Like literature is the most socially acceptable way of avoiding life, of avoiding reality. And like if you go through no hardships and you just read books about how hard the world is, then like, getting dumped by your like first girlfriend is the most destructive thing. And then you read all this philosophy and you tell yourself and you can convince yourself that like life has no purpose and it's like sad and whatnot, or you like close your heart to the goodness in the world. It's like so goofy. But when thanks, Stefan. Well, like if you like now that I'm a man, now that I'm like turning 30,
wow,
I read these like sad, depressing philosophical books, and I'm just like, these guys are so stupid. Like, no wonder these people are like poisoning the minds of like 19-year-old boys. Because like if I read those books when I was 19, I'd be like, yeah, man, like fucking life sucks. Like no one understands me. And then now it's like, yeah, that's because you don't go outside. You know what I mean?
No, it totally makes sense. Like it just gives you that kind of like off ramp where you're like, okay, I don't have to like actually try to experience things. I'll just be like, oh yeah, whatever. That's just how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. But I feel like now when I read it, like there is philosophy where I can read this and I just go like, oh, this is stupid. Like this is stupid because I've like I have a life. I've lived a life. I've like loved people. I've made great friends. I've met people who dislike me. And like that's fine.
Yeah.
I can't remember the author's name. It's like Fedor Dostoevsky or whatever.
Uh-huh.
He's just like, yeah, like my life is so terrible. Like, Like this woman says that like she is waiting for someone, like she's waiting for her husband. And then the book is like, and then watch me fall in love with her. And the husband arrives, and then she leaves me. Cause like yeah, like as a 30-year-old guy, like if you like have a crush on a girl and the girl's like, I'm here to wait. I'm like waiting for my boyfriend. Like he's gonna be here in like in 3 days. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm like, okay, like enjoy your life. Or it's like let's be friends, whatever. But like this shit, I just imagine like the the college.
Just like everything becomes like existential, which is like okay, yeah.
But like I think like this book, great book. Yeah, existentialism is a humanism.
Okay.
It's all about like a lot of people really. Your worst sin is that you have destroyed and betrayed yourself for nothing. Yeah, someone else wrote like there is no point in committing suicide because no matter when you kill yourself, it's too late. like you can definitely imagine like just like a misunderstood 19-year-old like taking this real serious.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, existentialism is a humanism. Really, just talks about how like the point isn't that like life has no meaning or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is the fact that like, are you familiar with the term bad faith?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's just bad faith to believe, to like limit yourself and to believe you're something. It's bad faith to not believe that you can transcend the current facts of your life, right? Like if you were like, oh, like I can't leave JP Morgan, like I gotta do like 2 more years.
Yeah.
While I have this reputation, so I can then like no. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I am choosing not to work full time during like the peak of AI. Right? Like every day I choose to not be that.
I see.
Am I like missing out on money? Yeah, but like that's also a choice. Like it's my fault I don't have more money. It's also my fault I don't have less money. And then every day you're free. You just gotta, like, and it's difficult, right? He says how like the despair, like if you are condemned to freedom, there's a great despair, which is that like every day you're free. Like, every day I wake up, I have to choose what to do. Like me personally, and that's like really scary. Because sometimes you're like, I just want to be on TikTok for like 9 hours.
Yeah, right. And then you just feel crap about it later.
Yeah. And then there's the anguish of like having chosen to do something. Right. And it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna work now, so I'm not traveling. But if I travel, I could be working. And it's just like, yeah, these are all the normal feelings, but like this is like the price of being free in this sense. But like if you're 19, I don't think any of this makes sense to you. Right. Whereas like I kind of like basically had a I think I mentioned this too, like I had like RSI in both my hands, so I couldn't code for 2 years.
Yeah.
So coming back to it, it's like, oh, like I am a free person. Like I am not machine learning engineer. If I can't code, I'm not like less me. But yeah, it's all goofy, man. Anyways, point is Prince era. Gotta go to Europe, read books like Prince. If people don't think I have rich parents, I didn't ball out hard enough. That's the greatest pleasure, the greatest privilege. Work so hard that people think you're privileged your entire life.
Yeah. That happened to you with that Hacker News blog post, right?
I showed my mom, and she's like, "Oh, I'm not bad." Yeah, that was so funny. That was just like, it was so funny that like, did you see the thing about like members of reality? Did you see my comment on that?
No, what'd you say?
So I was like, in my article, I was like, pessimists are losers, man. Like you're not more intelligent because you think everything is bad and everything is shitty. You're not impressing anybody. And in fact, like it's just a reflection of how they feel inside, right? And this guy's like, how dare you call members of reality losers? So like just that you see the irony, right?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Right? He's like, how dare you call members of reality losers? Especially when you're someone who's probably never had to like work a day in his life. And I was like, okay. So I say pessimists are losers. You consider members of reality losers. And then you think you're a member of reality, which is why you made up this whole person in your head to like be upset at. I was like, damn, like you must be going through it. You know what I mean? Because I was just like, holy shit, it's so funny. But yeah, dude, that post got like 25,000 views.
Damn, sick.
Yeah, that's since January. Because I started writing January 6th. My blog has 100,000 views. Just pumping out shit. Amazing.
Yeah. Okay, also, how do you like tweet so fucking much? Like, is it like not like exhausting, or do you just like, okay, I just have like a billion things like in my head, and then I can just like
exhausting
pump them out?
now. Because I did this because I was like, I'm gonna figure out social media.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, okay, I solved it.
Okay, from that perspective, yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like if someone was like, oh, I want to get jacked, right? So like, yeah, you just go to the gym a lot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I guess, yeah, like, what do you mean by exhausted? Because I'm curious what you think what is the currency you think I'm like spending too much of? Like ideas, energy, time?
I probably like ideas, but I guess like maybe like if I like actually scroll through your entire Twitter feed, maybe it's like how many tweets are just like actually like, oh, here's some kind of like novel or interesting idea versus like, oh, here's just me like tweeting about like something.
Yeah, like just me saying that I'm fat. Yeah, I mean,
like,
I think with the ideas, like I have like 6 consulting clients right now.
mm-hmm.
So 1, I just like tweet between meetings, and 2, I just like tweet the things I thought during the meetings. Right? Like I literally had a meeting where like everyone was like, what if? But then what if? And I was like, this is 2 lines of code. The experiment would take 20 minutes to run. But you've dragged out this 15-minute meeting to 30 minutes. And there's 6 people in this meeting. You just wasted 2 hours of productivity trying to guess the result of an experiment that would take 20 minutes to run. And then you read the blog post, like advice for software engineers, right? Right. And then so what I do is I'll like have I have the experience. I write the tweet. If the tweet turns out well, I write the blog post.
I see. Okay.
And then if I do that, I usually get like 80,000 views as a consequence of like a 10-minute meeting that I had. Basically.
Sick. Okay, yeah. That makes it sound like a lot more reasonable. I don't know why I thought you were just kind of just like, oh, just like sitting down here pumping out like every like cool thing that pops up in my head. Stupid.
I mean, I do that too, but I just can't. Like, I can't be like, I have the privilege of being like a free person on the internet.
Uh-huh.
I have no brand risk. I have no employer. I have no like fiduciary duty to anything but myself. And so I can just be like very absurd.
Yeah.
Right? It'll just be like, here's a blog post on how to use like fine tuning. The next post is like, I want to fight these kids. And I think people like that.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely kind of fits. I feel like tech Twitter, there's definitely a lot of endearment to, I guess like a raw like personality.
Yeah, especially because I am trying to figure out the social media formula, which is like, if you're struggling with X, then you need to understand why. Here's the list of 3 things you can do today to make your X more like Z, right? It's like if that's all I did, I would probably kill myself. right? It's like I put it in that format because I believe the thing I say is valuable for someone else. And if I wrote it poorly, there would just be less people who would benefit.
Yeah, and it's also like it's not like that's like exclusively your feed, just like in that format.
Yeah, and so like being more outrageously yourself is kind of the counterweight to if you're an AI engineer, you need to know these 3 things today. Like, aren't you supposed to be coding? I'm not supposed to be doing anything. This still does not work.
Oh, for real? Let's take a look.
Is iterable. How did you get it to work?
It's like just the same thing.
Get origin response model is iterable.
What is the origin type? Oh, it says a God class collections ABC iterable.
I'm gonna make this bigger so everyone can read it. I like that. I'm gonna go live stream my coding, and then there's like, is this how you're supposed to code? You write 1 line of code, you run it a bunch, and you just get error messages. How is this not origin type? Yeah, it's just an alias. What the fuck? Okay, then I guess I also do should be iterable. Don't worry, I have a reason. Should be union. Oh my god, okay, I see. So it should be the args of T. Right?
Yeah, the args of T should be a union.
Wait, but why does interesting? Why does interesting that?
Wait, so it was saying like collections ABC dot iterable or something, right? Why don't you just check if it is that?
But check this out, right? Iterable
Uh-huh.
is alias to 2. But it doesn't. It also doesn't make sense because like, how come you were allowed to do it here?
Yeah.
And this iterable is the same ABC collection. So I don't know. Oh my god. So it should be the get args of get origin.
Yeah.
None. Okay, what if I get args, get args? I'm so good.
Oh wait, it's gonna be the get args of T0, right?
Like this?
Oh, I think it might have to be inside.
See, got
wait.
typing. Expected union got typing of.
It's a union, right? What?
Oh, what the?
So args of T and then 0. C.
Oh yeah. What does this have? Okay, accessing union args. Typing get args of Okay, it's get type hints. Wait. Get type hints?
Oh wait, no. What if you do the origin of like get args t0?
So get origin, get args. Like this?
Yeah. I think that should be union.
What are you? Whoops. It's union. Wait, why is that true? Get args is this. Okay, so this is union. This. Hey, nice. Okay, so this is union, and then this is iterable. Subscription X cannot be used with class and instance checks. Okay. Should be iterable. Get origin T. I don't understand why literally this is not true.
Yeah, this makes sense. The origin of T should just be like the unscripted type T, which is iterable.
Oh, now it works. How did you get it to work?
Yeah, I have no idea. It just worked out of the box.
What the fuck? Okay, that's so unfair. Okay, and then how do we get all the types then? The types become types.
And you can get the args of the get origin T0, yeah. Well, so that'll get the union, I think. Yeah.
Like this?
I think you'll have to call get args on all of that. And then that should give back the, yeah.
Beautiful. So now we can do for model intent, and then what is this called? OpenAI schema. I really will be doing this in a notebook, but I'm just so lazy.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you actually if like this is like typically your workflow or if you like don't like notebooks or something.
I really don't like notebooks.
Yeah. How come?
Yeah.
I haven't really used them, so I don't have any opinions.
Like this, what we're doing right now should literally be a notebook.
Uh-huh. Okay.
But I just think notebooks are like unaesthetic. Like the PR you make is like plus 600 lines, and it's always like the indices change, and it's all just JSON. But for me, it's just like it's so fast. I'm not doing any kind of data. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like having like 1,000 like notebooks in a repo, because then your repo is just like 98% Jupyter Notebook. And I take it so personal. Like there's so little code in the library that I just take it too personally. Okay. OpenAI. We're so close. Beautiful.
Nice.
And then so what is it called? Yeah, so yeah, I would not say this is my workflow, but I also just don't code that much anymore.
You just have a meeting job, email person job. I'm joking.
No, I mean, my job now is just like I just show up to stand up, and then they say like, "What do you think, Jason?" I'm like, okay, like you think this is easy, but this is actually really hard. Don't do that. This is really hard. You think this is really hard, but it's actually really easy. You should just do that in a day. Of these 4 experiments, I did this 2 years ago, and like these 2 are likely going to be like the most successful. And then this product, like I don't think you're not packaging it well. You're not like selling it well. So if you just change it this way, I think you can like line up your marketing with your AI.
Let's see.
Invoice will be sent on the 1st of February. Yeah, because a lot of it is like my only job now is to make the perceived effort and the perceived time lower. I'm only a function of like saving your company time. By
Yeah.
how long does it take for you to onboard and internet codes? Oh, I try not to. I try not to even read code. Like I should, but it kind of like gives me like a headache. Like most people's code is pretty bad. Because really, it's like what I'm helping you do isn't like better code, because the leverage for better code is like not that high. Because like shit code will do, right? Like the better code has to be in service of something else. It's like if the code is better, what I sell you is potentially faster experimentation, right? But if the goal is faster experimentation, this is mostly like a process thing and not a code thing again, right? Like if you're delivering code or a project, you ultimately can't charge that much because you end up selling your time, right? Like you could go to anybody to build your prototype, but you could come to me if you want help raising the seed round. But that seed round is a function of the prototype, right? This is the consulting way of thinking about it now. I don't know if I like it because a part of me is like I just want to write pretty code. But this is the only way you can like help a company with like 5 hours a week. Is being like let's reorganize stuff a little bit, think differently, and very little of that ends up being actual code. But it does help knowing code. I don't like how this looks.
Yeah, feels like one too many OpenAI schemas.
Okay. Handle parallel. Right? Handle parallel calls. No, handle parallel model. Type hint. How do I even do this? Is it T? Is it going to be T?
It's a union of T.
Right?
That would just be one, like generic, right?
Yeah.
How do you specify? Like it could be like any number or like one or more.
Oh no. Okay, handle parallel models. You get a type hint. And it's not even iterable, it's like type of iterable. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Variable is not. Huh? Yes, god damn it. Nice. Okay. Turn. This is basically it. Should be iterable. Should be union. This is basically all we need, right?
I think that should do the trick, yeah.
So we can put that back in the patch. Just fucking balloon this file. God. I'm a terrible person. Oh, you did do this. Look at this.
Oh, did I write that?
You I don't know. I don't want to get blamed here, but yeah, like we don't use typing iterable. We use the look at you.
I use it in the partial though, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah. I got lucky with that one.
Type hint. You probably just ran into the error and it was like, oh, collection ABC. Let me just update it. Damn it. Okay.
Yeah, dude, writing that whole all the code for partial. Dude, I was like in such a flow. I don't know why, but like after I committed to like writing it, I got like super like nervous if I like because I couldn't figure out how to make the like a model actually be all optional. I was like, fuck bro, why did I like take up this task? I have no idea what I'm doing. And you sent that like massive message from like the Pydantic team. I was like, what the fuck?
Dude, because when I saw your bio, I was like, oh, like this is probably some like big brain like UI UC like CS guy who wants to like build a type system, and this is like a little like toy thing that like will help him warm up. Because like I could have never written that.
No, I wish. I literally just
like half the code was like dunder classes, like get class, meta item, right? Like I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy's who is this guy?
No, I'm like super lucky. I found that discussion thread and then ChatGPT to just be like, okay, what the fuck does this actually mean? And then it's like, oh, okay, nice. I just have to add to it.
Oh, dude, it's so simple. Look at this, beautiful.
Nice. Tool.
Okay. Is this really it? This is fantastic. Okay, and then parse. Process. What the fuck? Okay, do I do this?
How will parse work? Because it's going to give you back the name of the model, and then you have to associate the name of the model to like the actual model itself.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be. Let's write another function. This is. Check out my big brain. So because we have the type now.
Yeah.
Registry. Turn. I think we just want to do name. Oh no. Oh fuck. First is going to be model for model in types. Then we can do model dot. I think this will work.
Oh yeah, and then like that model name is like that's what's being passed in the JSON schema, so it should match up. Yeah. Okay.
Right. I should double check this. T is not defined. Why is T not defined? Is right there. What? It doesn't matter. Why does Python handle parallel mode?
It's an one response.
960. Oh,
that.
no wonder it's not defined. Is it uppercase? Right, it's uppercase.
Yeah, because models are like you're always gonna do like class uppercase and the name.
Okay, dope. Okay. Oh. Okay. This is annoying because historically we've done response model dot from completion, and that just doesn't exist anymore. You see what I mean?
No. What do you mean?
Like the way that we've right now, the parsing stuff is inside OpenAI schema because there is like one from response method.
Yeah.
That takes in the whole completion. Right? So like list or union does not have a from response.
Oh, yeah.
Unless we built like if it's list union, then the new type is this like again, like we made another class like this.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this called? Bro. Like this? What is that?
Yeah. That I have no idea. But somehow that gets like invoked when you like do the wrapping. Oh, you know, it makes sense because like you do like partial like bracket something. So you're calling like get item on the partial class with whatever you're passing into it.
Oh yeah. Nasty.
And then from there, it's basically like, okay, if this type do this, if this type do this.
Oh, I see. So the square brackets in partial square brackets is basically a function call. It's like you're calling a function.
Yeah, no, I think it's like more like you're like with like a dictionary. You're trying to like get an item out of the dictionary.
Yeah.
So you do like brackets something. Yeah.
So you could technically do like a function where you do like add 1 square brackets the number 2, and you can get that it equals 3.
Yeah.
Like you can do some evil shit. Okay. I guess that is the right way of doing it, right? Doing this like new base class, right?
Is there anywhere else? I guess. Yeah. Wait, so like the stuff within the union are gonna be of OpenAI schema, right?
Yeah, but not of the list or the thing. So I think the right way of doing it is to convert list union to like parallel functions.
Yeah, I'm just
because then this would also allow us to store all this like tasks from chunk type code. Right. Okay, so I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, it's necessary evil.
Dude, this whole code base is necessary evil. You know, someone told me this recently. That's like if you're a framework developer or if you're like a builder of tools, your only job is to cheat, lie, and steal as much as possible and never get caught. Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you look at the Pydantic code or even like the fast API code, it's like, dude, what the fuck are they doing? But like, when has it ever affected you?
That's true. You just rock on with it. Yeah.
I feel like sometimes I've used like the big, like the LangChain, the Llama Index, where like every decision they've made, I feel. Right? So, let me change this one. Oh, you can't. And so, okay, so we need to, this is going to be like parallel tools base.
I guess that's the name for it. It's so long. Parallel base. It's probably better.
I have no idea how to build this. Because yeah, the way what the fuck? I'm so confused.
Every time I look away from like the code base when it comes to like partial and the multitask and I come back to it, I'm just like, oh fuck. It's time to
Dude,
like reread everything.
I'm so impressed with that. I'm not gonna lie. But like, should we be making? No.
Try to open this up.
Let's just call this a regular. Let's just make this a class, and it has an init, right? Right?
Yeah.
There's gonna be a list of models in that init. Like, we know that, right?
Yeah, you're gonna have to list with the union.
Well, we don't. We can just pass in the models directly.
Oh, like that. Okay. Yeah.
And then we can do this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can see my code right now. You see how this is true? This makes sense, right?
Yeah. So far, so good.
We just need to build a from response. It looks like that, right?
To call and response.
And then there's going to be a name, an argument,
And like registry name validate. Yeah.
right? And this is going to be iterable, right? Union. Right? Is it really that easy?
I think so.
Why is it that easy?
There's so much code that's doing all the other stuff.
I think it's because we have like a mode. I just want to assert that the mode is equal to mode parallel tools.
And like this will only get invoked when like the mode is parallel tools anyway, right?
Yeah. Is it really this easy? This feels crazy. I feel like, well, why is it so easy? Because
I feel like there's something we're missing if we then wrap this in a partial.
okay, I also need a copy.
Can't say for sure.
Oh yeah, because we would need like partial parallel tools or some shit.
Yeah. Because there it's like you can't just pass it the what do you call it? The
We'll burn that bridge
response.
when we get to it. That's really it. This is kind of sick. Parallel base.
Yeah, so then it just gets added to that big if else tree. Right? Like if mode equals mode dot parallel tools, then
Right, so we pass it here, and then process response. the response model is still type. This is just not true though.
Yeah.
Right. How can we detect? Oh, fuck. Okay. Let's follow this for a second. This is the part where I really regret making it. I just wish it handled async better. Anyways, okay. Yeah, so the first thing we have to do is we have to handle the response model. So this is the first fuck up. If it's an iterable, we have to check if it's a regular iterable or like a multi-tool iterable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, what if you can? This might like make it gross, but what if you check the mode as well? Because like
we have to do like almost like if mode equals parallel tools.
And then you need to assert it's like list of union. And then if so, put everything together.
Where's this code? Right here. Oh my god, this is so long. Okay, so basically what did we say? We said
oh wait, we do it there.
Oh, okay. So no, so parallel handle parallel model already does these checks. So we can just check this first and then return.
Yeah.
This is a special case, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just check it first and then just abort out of the rest of the flow.
Single model cases. Right. Does this make sense? We just process it. If there was an issue, we would have thrown the issue. We would have thrown
Yeah.
All right. Make a better error message to clearly communicate what's going on. Okay.
Oh wait, was that you using text to speech? Oh, that's why it said listening. Holy shit.
Yeah. It's sick, right?
Yeah, that was fire.
It's my buddy's company. No, not his company. He built this thing. It uses like the distilled version of Whisper, so it's pretty fast. And even though you can't see stuff, it will transcribe pretty quickly.
Whoa, that's super dope. Damn.
Okay.
Does it like detect end of speech, or is there like a
I press
stop it?
Control P.
Yeah. Okay. That's still super good. I mean, hotkey, boom.
I just realized something. Never mind.
I thought you were just gonna say how you hate MD-JSON mode.
Oh, I do hate MD-JSON mode. It's the only way to use vision models, though.
Yeah, it's sad.
Okay.
I wonder if is there like a function calling lava 19?
Technium wrote one.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, let me check. Okay. So here we've like sent the parallel tools, but we've done nothing to response model. Right. So now this is where like response model equals like parallel. Oh god, yeah, this is the shit that's gonna mess us up. I can feel it. Yeah, this needs to be broken up. Tim, listen, I'll pay someone $30 to refactor this code. Handle response model. Yeah, I think this is what we need. Right?
Okay, so yeah, you give it all the arguments. Okay, yeah.
Okay. The issue, though, is this is not a base model. It's a parallel base. Now response model. This is where you need the protocol stuff.
Okay.
Because like it's not that you care. This is an example because it's not that you care that it's a base model. Is that you care that there is a from response method.
Oh, okay.
You see what I mean? You see how they're like different? But again, I'm just gonna leave a comment that says we expect this from the OpenAI schema class. We should address this with a protocol or an abstract class. Assign it so people know that it's I made this terrible decision. Okay. But it has a from response method. That's basically it, right? Don't need to do any of this.
You called the from response already.
Yeah.
And then boom.
Assert stream. Right.
Stream is not supported when using response model parameter for non-intervals.
When you're using
parallel function calling, yeah.
Okay. And now this should just work. I literally think this should just work now. It's kind of sick.
Yeah, it was like not a huge lift down.
Why is async the same as sync? Is it because we've already awaited the response? Wait, I'm so confused. Why does there need to be a... Why does there need to be... There's not a single await here.
No.
Right? Because the completion has already been awaited.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, run my tests. Okay, great. Right? There's... Why did I do that? This is where I get overzealous in my... Yeah, why does it need to be async? The response is already yielded. Right? Like this makes sense because there needs to be an async await. Okay, I'm so confused. How is this possible?
Yeah, because okay, so after you get the completion, there's nothing else to. Doesn't make sense to await anything, right? So then, so how?
Because you've already awaited the response. Like this is just a chat completion.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The only reason this needs to be async versus sync is because you have a stream variable in it. Okay, I'm just gonna delete it. Fucking from response. Oh yeah, from response to the class method. Is that a class method? Yeah, which is why this doesn't matter either, because it only matters in the streaming case.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay, attack that. Fuck yeah. Right? This doesn't need to be there anymore. Yeah, like almost I wish this was like you see how I have a mode and then a from response?
Mm-hmm.
I almost wish it was like from underscore like the mode.
Oh, okay, I see.
See what I mean? Because
And
then what
just
would
like
happen
break
is
it out that way.
we get to avoid this if statements, separate the code out, and then move the if statements to some like top level thing. Because it's almost like this is almost like having a like read file like pandas dot like this is what it looks like. It's almost as if pandas had like a read file name and then like format, right? Versus what really happens, which is just read CSV file name.
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen one day is you're gonna have like delimiter, but then this
You
also
just have
means
like
that this is
all these different flags, yeah, and you don't even know which ones like actually go with what.
yeah, and then you have to write tests where like you have to write a test that like warns that if the format is JSON and there's a delimiter, you see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, it's like the shit you get into with like Cly that has like way too many like flags.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
So that I don't know, maybe one day. Does this shit work? Did we just like
just ran through it?
oh my god, no, this is even more confusing now because when we call parallel base, we've been in instance. So this is actually self. Right? This is actually self.
Yeah, this won't work in patch though, right? Because we do class dot make from response.
Well, it doesn't matter now because like this response model is either base model or
oh yeah, or it's gonna be the parallel base one.
and it doesn't and both of them have access to a from response method. Right? That's good.
Yeah.
But what did we return? We return a iterable union of T, which cannot be assigned raw response. Right?
No.
Yeah, so it's like the same thing now. Like if it is that, like if it is turn model that, right? We're fucking up somehow. But it's, yeah, that's kind of annoying. Why is patch so fucking slow?
Wait, you can still give it the wait, why can't you give it the raw response?
It's a
In the
list.
parallel case.
Can you do that? Do that? Yeah. Can you do this? I think it's like slotted or something. You can't set an attribute on a list. Yeah. I'm gonna do something else with this at some point, so I'm not too. I'm gonna put in like callbacks at some point. Let's not worry about it. Just leave a bunch of fucking. It's like a piece of shit. You're muted, by the way. What? Oh, you're muted. I don't know if you're trying to talk.
I wasn't. I just didn't realize I was muted.
Yeah. No, I just said this. I was like, I'm a piece of shit. Really, the comment here, it's like. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you use this extension, but I have like colored comments.
Yeah, I noticed that. Which one is that? That's actually pretty useful.
I forget. But I have been loving better comments.
Perfect. Oh, damn. They have like a.
This really hints at the fact that we need a better way of attaching usage data and the raw response to the models we return. Does this fucking work? Does this make sense? If it's a parallel base, if the response model is a parallel base, we can just return what the response is.
Which we got from response, which is gonna be all the validated models together. Yeah.
Yeah. Then we at some point we can build a from streaming response version.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we gotta do this again. Yeah, like this is so funny. Like, we have two functions, and the only difference that we got to call await
here.
I really need to figure out how to write better code that is compatible with both.
Yeah, I remember you had like an issue like way back trying to like cut down on a lot of like the duplicate code because of this, and I was looking at it, and everything I was playing around with just felt like super like jank.
Yeah,
and I was just, it's actually like better to at least to just keep it like this instead.
Like it should be like process response, and then I inspect whether or not
it's async.
Like, something is async.
Yeah.
And then like if async, awaited. If not, that way like the only thing I'm returning is model.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Like this is what.
Yeah. How does that like asyncer library do it? Is that the one that like just like does it for you behind the scenes?
Yeah, I don't think this is.
like the same thing.
Yeah. Double check. Yes, okay. Maybe. That's like default async everything. The real reason this is an issue is it's like such a not esoteric one, but just kind of annoying, which is like if you build web servers, for example, you have to use the async version for fast API, but if you build it in like Flask, you have to use the threaded version or in Django.
Mm-hmm.
And now that there's more users, I feel like I can't just be like, it's only async. If you use Django, kill yourself. Like, yeah, but I like you see how much duplicated code there is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I don't really prove to myself that I'm a smarter person if I make this less duplicated, so I don't take it too personally. Process response. Process. Yeah, like this is so funny. This is the only line of code. Call a function, awaited. I'm gonna push where I have. Does this make sense?
Add the new tool. Pop out the async.
Right? There's no await here.
Yeah, so it shouldn't matter. It's not like it's missing an await, right? So
You're like, what would it even mean to process the completion async? Did I write this code? I want to understand why this happened. From response async. It's gonna be like me from like 1,000 years ago. View get blame. Fascinating. I, in fact, did not write this code.
oh.
View get blame.
So this is from a PR to fix async. Huh.
How come I didn't catch this? I guess it just looked right. I just didn't notice it.
Yeah.
Process response async is also not an issue. Let's go back here. Because process would, yeah. Oh no, now it is an issue because of this. So yeah, like we didn't need this function until you had built this.
Yeah. Yeah, without like the multitask and the partials, just like Cooper's.
Yeah, I renamed it iterable, by the way, so it doesn't. It feels a little bit easier.
Yeah, I think that's a better name. Multitask, like it made sense, but I felt like I always had to think about it for like 3 seconds and be like, wait, multitask? Oh yeah, just
I guess this is an instance of is. I'm gonna commit this. Okay. Delete that. Add new parallel type.
Oh yeah, what's the deal with the HTTPX? Is this like the requests killer? Does it just do async better?
It is async requests.
Ah, sick.
Yeah, but this is just like random shit that it added. Up imports.
I saw some like changelog that OpenAI even like swapped out requests for it in their SDK.
Yeah, it's. Oh. Why did I? Change. This is worth it. I feel like I'm not sure if it's worth it. Okay, so now we can go back to this code, huzzah, and
Introduce the parallel base instead of the kind of query wrapper.
parallel tools, durable, union. That's basically it. Oh, and then I guess so I'll do this one first. Stream is not defined.
Handle response.
Oh. Is class is subclass arg must be a class?
Oh, response model is an object, right? Because at least for parallel base, we return init, or like we do the init for it.
So why is that?
Oh, but it is subclass. Wait, that should be fine.
Oh, because it is a class right now. Damn it! So it's gonna be like and not. Right.
Yeah. Oof.
I'll do this one first. Fuck. Yeah, we're adding a fuck ton of custom logic.
Yeah, we kind of fucked it.
Like I always say, we will burn these bridges when we get to them. It's like, yeah, like I refactored your code like when it mattered. Oh. Right, so this is going to be is instance.
Yeah.
God damn it. That fucking work? Holy shit.
It's actually Pog. Damn.
You say Pog?
Hey, man, I was a big Twitch kid growing up. Let me be.
Model This works. This works is like way easier than I thought. It's not none type is not iterable.
Why is it none now?
Oh, because I think the first one is like.
Oh, it'll be like empty.
Yeah, even logger. Like if you just press like, you know. Wait, does this make sense?
Let's get back one.
Then I'm just gonna print the whole thing. Having fun, man.
So for each tool called yield.
Whoops. So what happened? None type is not iterable. Okay, god damn it. It's gonna be like, hello, sir. Hello, sir. Oh my god, look at what it's doing. Do you see what it's doing?
Oh my god.
Okay. I think this is like an issue now where the distance we have to move between these things are kind of annoying. Like we have to.
Yeah, now I have to jump all the way back here, get to like the system prompt. Or
Yeah, I feel like I had a snippet of updating the system prompt.
I think you might have nuked it for the parallel mode since we like extracted that code from down here and brought it back higher.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna be this. So if there's no system message, set a system message.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, just append it.
Yeah. We really need to clean this shit up. God damn. What?
I don't know. It's just funny. It's like, oh man, we got so much duplicated code. It's like, well, that's what you got to do.
Yeah, it worked. It didn't.
Oh,
It didn't. It didn't. It only used one and not the other.
No, L.
So funny. God, I can't even look at this. It's so ugly. Man, I try to use something like Replit or like Fiverr to help me clean up the code, but they're just like not good programmers.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be a tough one.
Okay. Let's see. What happened? It only used one function. Oh, is it because we used the wrong model again? Yeah.
Oh, sick. Oh yeah, so then that's gonna have to be like another assert, right? Like, oh, like if model is, or like if mode is parallel and model not in, just be like not supported. Oh, that's like annoying then, because then you have to like update it whenever OpenAI updates it. So
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna put in the documentation.
yeah.
Wait, okay, what is this one? Oh, whoops. Message turbo, not turbo preview.
Oh, nice. Weather and Google search. Sick.
Commit this. Hey, we made some progress.
Yeah, that was actually pretty sick.
Added multiple tool call. Success.
Damn, when you started talking about it, I was like, holy fuck, this is going to be like a pain to do. It wasn't too bad.
Well, let's look at the PR. I wonder how terrible the PR looks.
It's probably pretty bad. Like for patch, it's just going to be like, holy fuck, what are these?
Check this out. Look at the PR. Look at the code diff.
Let me pull this up.
It's super easy to review. It's plus 76 minus 64. Oh, it's because we found the duplicated code, but like parallel base is so easy to understand, right?
Yeah, it's actually not bad.
We should definitely use that protocol thing so we can like assert that you have to have like a from response and from streaming response and from async streaming response.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make an issue right now. We should use a protocol to define the need for certain from response methods. This way we can avoid having to use OpenAI schema as the base class. Yeah. I feel like that was actually pretty good. It really only took like an hour.
Yeah, I think like after we figured out how to get the types like in the union, it got a lot more straightforward.
Okay, so now we have to what's it called? We have to what the hell? Where's this example? Write the tests.
Tests, the docs.
Oh my god, dude. I'm actually pretty pleased with this. Obviously the patch code is like dog shit, but like nobody is gonna edit the patch code. Like if you're editing patch, you're like not using Instructor anymore. Like why would you ever need to update the patch?
Yeah, I feel like the only reason anyone would want to is like, oh, like I really need to have this in the system message, which is like, yeah, kind of like
I think so. But check this out. I think once we have that other PR that creates a new class, it has the class like the 3 different classes, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can have like a config object inside.
Oh, sick.
And we can like read from one or the other now. I think maybe. Actually, no. I lied. Because create cannot remember what client is.
Oh yeah, they're just separate like that. Mm-hmm.
But I think create. No, create is a class. We'll see. Don't something cart before the horse. Test multitask. Test. What's it called? Parallel. Test sync parallel tools.
Oh, by the way, do you have any like food recs and like SF? It's like random, but you seem like the type of
Paralead. What's your budget?
Like,
do you want like street tacos or do you want like sushi?
What if you give me like a couple in like each bucket, or just like across the spectrum and get me like several?
Yeah, San Francisco. Senior Seasig, really good.
Senior Seasig, yeah, okay.
Listen. Beretta Valencia.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I look at this map of San Francisco, I just get so depressed.
How come?
It's just so. Cause all I did there was work, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like worked from like 10 a.m. to like 1 a.m. for like 3 years straight. Nojo Ramen is pretty good. If you're on a date, Naya Dessert Cafe is pretty good.
What about for sushi?
There's a restaurant called Omakase.
Oh, it's what they call it, Omakase.
Yeah, but it's like 1 Michelin star. My friend used to work there. It's very good. It's probably like $200. But like top three sushi of my top 3 sushi in America.
Damn.
For me.
For you, okay.
If you go like, yeah, honestly, oh my god, let me check my Twitter. I got like a fucking 1,000 messages. I have to send my cow link to another founder. I gotta check my 40 Twitter notifications.
Do you get like spammed with like DMs from like people?
Yeah, just the dumbest shit.
For real?
They're just like, hey Jason, I've never completed a side project before, but would love to know what you think I should work on.
That's so random. Like,
but like
like, oh, this guy's doing cool stuff. Like, maybe you can just like offload stuff to me.
No, it's not that. He starts with, I've never finished a side project. Do you have anything for me? Yeah, I mean, like, I paid this one guy like $800 to help me with some stuff. Never delivered. I paid people like $500 to help me like write some blog posts, like terrible blog posts. Yeah. It's so hard to find anyone who wants to do anything. Yeah, like it's tough out here, man.
Yeah, I feel like that's just gonna happen when, I guess, if like someone isn't like vouching for them already, then it's like pretty much a shot in the dark, no matter like how much you talk to them.
Yeah,
I guess unless they have like prior work.
Yeah. Okay. Sick. Client. A client. Oh wait.
I'm gonna head out. I gotta cook dinner.
All right. I'm gonna keep jamming on this.
For real, I'll take a look at the PR once the tests are up in there too.
Test parallel.
Yeah. I'll hit you up if I'm ever in New York, because my parents live in Jersey, so I end up like around there like pretty often visiting them. Maybe we can hang out.
Yeah, I'll be in SF for like my media tour in
Oh, for real? One, because I go pretty often there too.
I haven't booked tickets yet, but I think the goal is like book a bunch of podcasts and just like knock them out, hang out with like all the startups.
Yeah.
I'm trying a new business model, so I gotta schmooze a little bit harder. It'd be sick. I'm trying to do like a subscription-based model.
Oh, subscription consulting.
Yeah, just like it's like $3,500 a month. I'm like on your Slack, and you have my phone number.
Damn.
Yeah.
I feel like that could work. Yeah.
I mean, it would work. Like, I'm pretty sure it would work. Because like for like $7K, it's probably like you probably want some FaceTime.
Yeah.
But for like $3,500, it would just be like, hey Jason, like we're planning our roadmap. Can you just like sit on this like meeting? It's like, great, don't do that. Like, Yeah. Anyways, what are you making?
I gotta figure that out. I honestly might have to go to the grocery store and get food, or like get recipes or something for a recipe.
All right.
Yeah, you got any recommendations?
Curry, so easy. Japanese curry.
Yeah.
Instant ramen, always good.
It's a classic.
But yeah, no, I'm just doing shawarma every day, so I'm like a fat pig.
Yeah, I did that like every day for my sophomore year. They opened like a new shawarma place on campus, and they had the giantest portions. Oh my god, I couldn't eat at that place again. It was just like it was so good, but I just overdid it.
No bueno.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, this was fun, dude. We should do this again. If you got a live stream, I'll hop on.
Yeah, I might do some like more office hour things, but I need to figure out how to like make the live stream feel like a live stream. I'm not used to talking out loud while I code.
Yeah.
If you didn't join, it would just mean being like. So, all right, I'll let you go.
Yeah, see you, man. Bye.
Yeah, boss. If anybody has questions, I am happy to answer. Yeah, Hamza asked a question. Let me put this up. I did this a little bit with my YouTube summary app. The idea is that you can take like a long, like 3-hour math course and generate something like Anki cards. I think it makes a lot of sense. You just got to figure out, like, technologically, you can definitely do it, right? You can just have a prompt that says, like, given this 3-hour lecture, create for me a bunch of really good flashcards. In terms of that as a product, that's hard. And the main reason that's hard is because students have no money. So you can't really charge much for a product like that. When I think a lot about like building a business, a lot of it is you want to like sell a dream outcome. And it's really hard to figure out what that looks like. I guess another way of framing this really is like, what kind of students have money and could benefit a lot from learning better with Gen AI? A boring example could be, making it easier for like real estate agents to like pass their certifications, or like, helping accounting and stuff like that. So if you were to frame it and just find the right market for some technology like this, where the users have like a big dream that they're willing to pay for, it would make a lot of sense to build something out like that. Hopefully that's helpful. Fuck yes. And change this to just is class. Like answers for parallel versus. Yeah, right. But then again, it's like, what is the so let me put this up again. This is the thing with something like calculus. It's like, who's actually willing to pay for that? Like, would the school benefit from better calculus grades? Is it the case that if they could get this virtual university, like parents are paying more, maybe we have to hire less teachers, maybe the teachers can do something else, maybe we're moving budget. If you can figure out what that benefit is and how your customers will derive a really good benefit, that's going to be great. If it's just learning, you got to like sort of make a bigger connection to what is possible, what the biggest upside looks like. Oh my god, I'm so happy this worked. Now I'm just gonna make this a class. So one way you can do that is to on a function called parallel model. And then maybe it creates the class. This is terrible. I don't know if I would do this. Models is not defined. Yeah, it's defined. Nah, that's terrible. To make a note here that says, note that for everything else, we've created a class, but for parallel base, it is a function. It is a yeah, that like hungry audience and that the value equation is such a big one, right? Like I'll give another example, which is when I first started consulting, I started consulting with just seed stage companies that had just raised money. And so yeah, they're willing to spend money, but they're willing to spend money because they think they should be spending money. And they really don't have a burning why. They just kind of want to like figure things out. And so it's really hard to capture or describe what kind of value you're delivering. But when you join a company that is like has users, that's making money and losing money, and really needs to make more money in the future, they're a lot more hungry, and they can capture. You can capture more of that value and capture more of that upside, right? The example I give in the blog post comes from this guy, Alex Hormozy, $100 million offers, super easy to remember name. And it's just like, yeah, if you want to sell hot dogs, it's not about like the best hot dog. It's not about the tastiest bun. It's just where you put the hot dog stand. If you put your hot dog stand outside of a baseball game, you're gonna sell out, right? That's just sort of the nature of the market. And it's the same thing with something like education, where it's like, okay, well, sure, you can sell education, but are you teaching salespeople how to make more money? Are you teaching surgeons how to, save lives, or are you teaching like kindergartners like how to add up blocks, right? That same like education and that same effort could be applied to different types of markets and have really big outcomes, right? Like marketing and branding for an AI startup could be a different industry. Whereas if we did that same thing for like journalists, year over year, that market's going to go down. And so even if you do the best, you're still going to be unable to like grow that very much. And that's probably again a function of just like not being in the right market. Oh my god, I'm so happy this passed. This is incredible. Oh my god. I'm gonna make a tweet about this. All right. I ended up finishing this PR, so I am going to wrap this up. send a message out on Twitter. And yeah, I mean, this is my first time doing a live stream. Hopefully some people learn something about this. And I'll try to do these a little bit more often and bring in some more interesting people. I think my goal really is to just get a lot better at talking about the work as it's happening and not just sort of disappear, post on Twitter, then publish some code. All right. Take care, guys.